So hello friends, today we'll be discussing a new bacteria, finally finishing our bacteriology. These were some bacteria we had left. Basically, I forgot to tell you, I would recommend you to watch the video of Haemophilus influenzae. I forgot to give an important sign there. I forgot to tell you an important sign there. This X-ray sign I want to show. So if you see this X-ray sign, there is a sort of a thumb. There is a sort of a thumb. This is called thumb sign. So lateral view of the X-ray, this is called a thumb sign. Thumb sign is a characteristic. Thumb sign is a characteristic of, you need to have a very nice broad imagination for studying radiology. Radiology is basically the cream subject which the world is opting for. Okay, it's basically the cream subject, I can say. So this is happening. This is called a thumb sign. It is seen in Haemophilus infection. Haemophilus causes epiglottitis. I hope I taught you yesterday epiglottitis in the Haemophilus video. So you should check that Haemophilus video. So if you see this is seen on, this is a lateral neck X-ray. This is a lateral neck X-ray. This is a lateral neck X-ray. So this lateral view is showing me, this is a lateral view. This is the nose of the patient. This is the teeth. Okay. This is the vertebra. These are the spines of the vertebra. Okay. This is the occiput. Okay. Base of the skull. So this is the nasopharynx. Okay. Oropharynx. So this thumb sign is seen in enlarged epiglottitis. See, can you see the thumb sign? Yes, sir. Thumb sign. Okay. Epiglottitis. Okay. Fine. So this is seen in Haemophilus infection. And on endoscopy, you will be seeing, this is an endoscope which he has been put, the endoscoping has, tube has been put inside, the endoscope is put through the oral cavity. Okay. So once they see a cherry red. This is a cherry red epiglottis. This is a cherry red epiglottis seen with the camera. Okay. We are here. Okay. We are going towards it. Think like that. Don't think we have come from downstairs. We are coming from up to down. Okay. So this is called a cherry red sign. Cherry red appearance is seen in Haemophilus. So on endoscopy you will see cherry red appearance. On X-ray you will see dash. On X-ray you will see dash. Thumb sign, thumb sign. Great, great, great. Have you understood at least these images? You can directly, one question will be there. Definitely. It's a no, it's asked commonly. Oh, okay, fine, fine, fine. Let us go to the, by the way, what was the treatment for Haemophilus influenza? So that was for meningitis. Okay. I forgot to tell you yesterday. That was for meningitis. But what is the treatment if he's having a mucosal infection? For mucosal infection, you will be giving amoxicillin plus clavinolate, or cannot give canalate. It's plus minus. For meningitis, you will give ceftriaxone, and for chemoprophylaxis. So there will be this will be varying according to no, this will be varying according to the countries also. Okay, it's not that we give the drug like it's strict. So we are actually talking about mostly about the South Asian countries. So this should be the treatment. Okay, are we clear? So let us start with the new discussion that is in this video, that is the Campylobacter jejuni. Campylobacter jejuni. So Campylobacter jejuni. So Campylobacter, let us first give an overview of Campylobacter. Campylobacter. This Campylobacter is microaerophilic. Microaerophilic. Curved. Microaerophilic curved. Gram negative bacilli. Okay. They can cause diarrheal disease. They can cause diarrheal disease. For example, the C. jejuni, and they can cause systemic disease. systemic disease. For example, C. fetus. C. fetus. Okay. Okay. So it is curved. It is, you can also say it is S-shaped. And it was having an appearance, we used to remember it by camp. What is camp? Camp means, camp we have hot campfire. Do we know in camp we have hot campfire? So hot campfire sort of an appearance. You can watch the photos later on, okay, like this curved appearance. Okay. So what happens is by ingestion of an undercooked food, any sort of a poultry, mostly poultry. What happens? This can, or any unpasteurized milk, it will enter, or water even. So through fecal-oral route it can enter, or also oral anal sexual contact. Oral anal sexual contact. So it can, mode of transmission is this. Okay. C. jejuni, remember, jejuni for children, most common ages you have to remember. Most common ages which can be affected is C. jejuni for child, infects the child. C. fetus, extreme ages. C. fetus, don't think fetus is for child, okay? So it's inverse. Fine. This Campylobacter jejuni, it is the most common cause of bacterial cause, by the way. It is the most common in developed countries. Please remember, not us. It's developed countries. Okay. So in developed countries, most common cause of bacterial cause of diarrhea is Campylobacter species. Okay. Okay. So what are the disease manifestations it shows? What happens? That it has a toxin. Okay. There is a toxin. So toxin is enterotoxin, cytotoxin. Enterotoxin, cytotoxin. Enterotoxin HL. What is HL? Heat labile. It is heat labile. Means same like cholera toxin. Do we remember CT? It was heat labile. And we also have CDT. What is CDT? Cytolethal. Cytolethal distending. Cytolethal distending toxin. Cytolethal distending toxin. Fine. So what does it do? Campylobacter. I told you it is the most common cause of diarrhea and this. So there are two things you have to remember about this. What is the main thing you have to remember about Campylobacter? It can trigger two diseases. Please take a red pen. It can trigger, please make a box. Please make a box. It can trigger two diseases. Remember, Campylobacter jejuni can trigger two diseases. GBS, Guillain-Barré syndrome, or you people say it Guillain-Barré syndrome, isn't it? Sometimes you pronounce it like this, okay? So both you can say in either way, no problem. Yeah, Guillain-Barré syndrome. Guillain-Barré. What is happening with this? I think he is doing Guillain, isn't it? Guillain-Barré. It's not able to write. Guillain-Barré syndrome. Guillain-Barré syndrome. Okay, we have a two dot. I think there was two dots in this, isn't it? So Guillain-Barré, or you call it Guillain-Barré syndrome, and it can cause reactive arthritis. It is a trigger. Reactive arthritis. Okay, so if they tell you there was an infection, he was having some diarrhea, there was a fetal diarrhea, and there was a bloody diarrhea, and the patient developed some paralysis. Okay, so he developed that paralysis. So you should write what? Most common, that will be GBS caused by, yeah, exactly, Shwan sir, very nice. Okay, peripheral nerve disease. It's a peripheral nerve disease. Okay, so this is what is caused by, and it is basically by which serotype. They may ask you this also. So it is serotype of what? Serotype number O19. C. jejuni, O19 serogroup is causing this jejuni. Okay. So there are four things you have to remember in the general. I forgot to tell you in the general about this Campylobacter jejuni. You please write above. I forgot to tell you. Directly I landed on the disease. I should write like this. So Campylobacter is this Campylobacter is having a gull-wing or gull-wing motility. Desi people will say gull-wing. It's gull-wing shaped but darting motility. Darting motility. It is having gull-wing. The shape is gull-wing, but motility is darting. Okay, fine. So let us come to the clinical manifestations. Okay, some people feel the speed is high. No, speed is not high. It's already, you have read so many times these things, so it is just worth writing only, isn't it? You know already everything about this in the general microbiology, so it's just application of what we are using. Okay, you feel fast because I do zoom in and zoom out. That's why you feel I'm just, I think, in the sky, isn't it? So I'm just zooming like a hawk. Eagle, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. Yeah. So let us come here. So let us write clinical manifestation of this disease. Clinical manifestations. So the clinical manifestations would be intestinal manifestation, extraintestinal manifestation. Extraintestinal manifestation, guys. Extraintestinal manifestation. Okay. Intestinal manifestations include inflammatory diarrhea, abdominal pain, abdominal pain, abdominal pain, and what? What are the intestinal manifestations? Fever, and also bloody diarrhea, bloody diarrhea, bloody diarrhea, bloody diarrhea, bloody diarrhea. Okay. Extraintestinal manifestation will be mostly, remember, red pen. C. fetus will be causing extraintestinal, not fetus, fetus. C. fetus will be mostly causing extraintestinal manifestations. And it will be mostly in what? Immunocompromised people. Okay. If they ask you why there is rheumatic arthritis happening, because remember, rheumatic arthritis will be happening in those patients who are having a genetic makeup. Genetic makeup will be because of a serotype that is called HLA-B27. Okay, so HLA-B27. HLA-B27, the person having this type of will be having, it is also having that ankylosing spondylitis was there also, so believe that. So these are the rheumatologic manifestations. Rheumatologic, you can see, react to arthritis. Okay, these things can be seen. These are the things you have to remember. Okay, so intestinal, extra intestinal, intestinal, extra intestinal. Okay, so lab diagnosis, what you will be doing is you will be collecting the feces. You will be collecting the feces and demonstrating dash motility. So lab diagnosis, you will be demonstrating dash motility. Dash motility, guys. Dash motility. Darting motility, very nice. But you will be seeing dash shape. Have you seen gullwing? Gullwing is like this. Have you seen gullwing? You should check today on the Google. Gullwing, okay, gullwing. This is the gullwing. You can also go for dark ground microscopy for checking this darting motility. Okay. What are the media? Media used. You can use transport media is, I have taught you. Transport media is Carrie Blair, Carrie Blair, Carrie Blair media. Selective media is Skirrose media, Skirrose media, Skirrose media, Campybap selective media, Campybap. Yesterday also we read Campybap, Campybap. Okay, okay, friends. How to treat? How to treat this condition? If there is diarrhea, give a oral macrolide. If diarrhea, treatment. If diarrhea, D for diarrhea, give oral macrolide. Oral macrolide will be erythromycin or azithromycin, isn't it? Erythromycin or azithromycin. I would recommend azithro also, azithro only, because erythromycin was having that mortal inactive activity. So no need to go into pharmacology. Systemic infection. Systemic infection, you will be giving parenteral. Parenteral means IVIM. Okay, gentamicin. Gentamicin. Okay. Or imipenem can also be given. Imipenem, meropenem, imipinum, imipinum. Okay. So gentamicin, remember. So I hope this is clear. Campylobacter jejuni. So we have finished the bacteriology today. So thank you very much for your patience. So take care. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye.